years ago, I went on a trip with a friend that some say is not such a... We think we're great for each other, but we've gone on some adventures that have not always gone so well. So we decided we were going to travel to Peru together. She left Peru when she was 14 and hadn't been back since. It was her first time going back when we were both 21. And so we decided to go back together, and we were studying Peruvian terrorism and Peruvian literature at La Universidad Católica in Lima, Peru. And we were staying with her aunt, and studies got challenging, and we were tired of the study abroad experience when we just wanted to experience Peru. And we decided we were going to go on this trip to the coast where her mom was from and go meet her aunts and her uncles and her relatives there. And so we go, and once we get there, we realize it's really not that exciting, and there's really not a whole lot to do, and it's cold, and we're at the beach, and we can't really lie out on the beach. And her aunt, as soon as we arrive there, she looks at me and she decides that I'm like, this saint from another country, and I must have some kind of special powers. And she looks at her aunt, her cousin, her niece, who she hasn't seen in years, and decides there's something terribly wrong with her. And so we're a little bit confused, and we realize that her aunt is this kind of like spiritual leader in this very small town. And anyway, we're bored, and we're trying to look for something to do, and we're staying at this hotel right on the beach. And we decide, well, what can we do? We ask her aunt. She's like, well, there's this nail place. You can get your nails done and then go out. And we're like, well, where are we going to go? So we decide, whatever, let's just go try something. So we go to this kind of hole-in-the-wall beauty salon, and we're like looking at pictures, and I was like, hey, look at that picture. I've always wanted to get like curls. I mean, curls are great, like curly hair. It's so fun. That would be fun. And she says, yeah, like that is great. And this is kind of how most things go with us. We're like come up with these really bad ideas and like encourage each other. And so we're like, yeah, no, curls would be awesome. Like it's so pretty, and like you would look great with curls. Like you would look great. You would look great with curls. And so we're like, yeah, let's do it. And it's like, 5 soles. It's nothing. And so we're like, sure, let's do it. So they start putting the chemicals in our hair, and they convince us that they're really good at this. And our head's covered in chemicals and curlers, and I'm like, they're kind of small. Like, are they supposed to be that small? And oh yeah. And we're like, okay. And we have all the chemicals and all the curlers in our hair, and all of a sudden, the entire town just goes black. And there's just fumes, and all of a sudden, these women, like they've done it like 100 times. They run around, they grab candles, they light candles. We're surrounded by candles in the darkness of this salon, in our hair with chemicals. And then they said, we have to get a motor taxi. And we're like, okay, why do we have to get a motor taxi? And so they pack up. They're like, are you at a hotel? There must be a generator at your hotel. We're like, okay, sure. We got to get these perms finished. And so they pack us into this like carriage that's pulled by a motorcycle on a dirt road, and with candles and chemicals and curlers in our hair. And we realize this is going a lot like a lot of things go when we're together, and it's not going to be good, and we don't really know how it's going to go. So anyway, we get to the hotel, and the hotel was with us and surfers. That's it. The surfers are totally repulsed by this. We're not cool, and we're in the middle of the hallway, and we fall asleep. We think, maybe it will. We go to bed. They assure us that we tip them. They thank them so much for really taking care of us. And the next morning, we woke up in the middle of the night like sick off of the smells of our hair. And the next morning, my friend just takes her hair letters and pulls out like drips like bubble gum. Like just drips. And we had such puffy Afro heads that there's this one part of Peru that's known for the Afro-Peruvian like population, and everyone, we're pretty light skinned, or I'm white, and they would ask us, are you from Chincha? And we said, yeah, yes, we are from Chincha.